Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and Apple Watch Ultra is one of those things that I wasn't really excited about at first, and then I got my hands on one. Now it's been 242 days since the time of unboxing this and now to the time of this video, and so I thought I'd talk about the overall experience, whether or not it's still worth it, and what we can expect in the future, and also how it's held up since that time. Now, the overall price of it, yes, it's expensive at $799. However, I thought it was actually reasonable compared to what they were offering previously. With previous watches, you had the option sometimes for a titanium case or ceramic case that would push the price well over $1,000. And when the Apple Watch Ultra actually came in at much less, I actually thought it was a pretty good deal considering what it had to offer compared to the previous generations. So current price, yes, $799 with the different loops they offer. However, refurbished, you can get it a little bit cheaper, or recently it was down to about $700 on Amazon sold from Apple. So it varies in price. It changes all the time, but it seems to be coming down in price, and as it gets a little bit older, it will, of course, come down in price as well. Now, the design at first, I wasn't a huge fan of. It was kind of ruggedized. It has this odd orange button on the side, but it grew on me, especially once I got my hands on it. Just using it from day to day, the screen size is really nice, and just the overall design is very rugged, and it feels like it's the first Apple Watch that's made for someone, at least design-wise, like me, that's a little bit bigger. It fits properly for me. Let me switch this band out. This is the titanium band from Nomad, and I use this sometimes in videos or when I want it to look a little fancier, but from day to day, I typically use the Trail Loop or the Alpine Loop. The durability of the watch has been pretty good. It's titanium with a sapphire display. It does pick up some fingerprints, as you can probably see here, but it's held up really well. If we take a really close-up look at it, you can see that yes, there's a few little scratches around the outside edge, but really nothing you can see with your eyes very well. It seems to have held up really well. I've bumped it into different things with brick and concrete, but it just seems to keep holding up very well. I've had no issues with it whatsoever, and that's true of previous generations with the titanium. It seems to hold up well. It's super strong, of course, and hard, but also very lightweight, so that's the nice thing about titanium. As far as the buttons and everything, I do use the orange button as far as programmed to workouts. So if we go in, I press the button, it goes right into a workout, and then I can set it to an outdoor walk or whatever you want to use it for. So that's something I really appreciate, and I can't wait for them to maybe bring that to iPhone to have a programmable button that does similar tasks. Also, as far as the overall size of it, I think it's perfect for me. My hands are very large. In fact, this is an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and here's an iPhone 10, as sometimes it's hard to show on camera which phone I'm actually using. But I can wrap my hands around an iPhone 14 Pro Max just because they're so large. So the Apple Watch Ultra actually fits me perfectly. It may be too big for some people, but as far as a size comparison, here's the largest size regular watch, the Series 6 actually, in titanium. So that gives you an idea of its overall size. So it's nice and big for me. It seems to fit perfectly for me on my wrist. And some have said, why buy an Ultra if you're not maybe using it for extreme activity? Well, that's because I like the design of it. I think it just looks good. I see a lot of people with them that don't do extreme activities, and it also inspires me to do those things. Because I have something that's a little bit more capable, I'm not worried about it, but also maybe I should take it and do different things with it. I've used it on my jet ski, and I don't worry about it falling off, as all of the different bands are very durable and hold on quite well. Now, as far as the display, in bright sunlight, it's great. In fact, I was on the water the other day. You can see it without a problem in super bright sunlight. It goes up to 2000 nits and is super, super bright. So that's something that's a huge advantage over other watches that we've had before, not just from Apple, but others. And it goes as bright as the iPhone 14 Pro Max. So seeing it in sunlight is really no issue whatsoever. It doesn't stay at that full brightness very long, but typically you're just glancing at your watch, so it's not an issue. As far as overall battery life, I really don't even pay attention to it. This has been off the charger probably for about an hour at this point. It's at 100% still. I could easily get through about 2 days with it. It depends if you're using it to stream audio to your AirPods or if you're using it all day long to work out, that's going to drain the battery much more quickly. But if you're not, and you're just using it as a watch and occasionally working out, it's going to last easily 2 days typically. As far as its overall speed and everything, I really don't think about it because it's just super fast. And while every year Apple is not upgrading the processor hugely in Apple Watch, it seems to be more than fast enough. If you're going into things such as music, no issues there. Maybe go back into activity, go to alarms, things you may not open regularly. Everything opens nice and fast, and it just seems to be really nice to use. Unlike previous generations, I never feel like it's slow. So using it over that time, it's just been really nice to use. And as far as battery life, like I said, it's actually holding up well also. I put it on the charger every single night before I go to bed. And if we go down to battery, I've shown this in previous videos, but if we go down to battery health, you'll see here, I'm still at 100%. I just put it on a charger at night, forget about it, take it off the charger in the morning, and then wear it the rest of the day. Now, as far as future updates, well, watchOS 10 is said to fully revolutionize the way we use our watch. It's supposed to get a full redesign, and that will be a couple weeks from now, or a week and a half, or by the time you're watching this, it could already be out. So watchOS 10 should even make this more useful than it is already. And of course, Apple Watch Ultra 2 will probably be another year away. It's been rumored that Apple's not going to replace this every year, and I don't see the reason why they would. It seems to be very modern, no reason to have an $800 watch replacement that does something fine every year, in my opinion. Unless you're going to have something significantly different, I think this will last 2 years easily. And in fact, I wish Apple would do that with a lot of their products, update them every couple of years instead of every year, and just enhance the software and focus on that instead, and then bring us something significant the next time around. So there's not much more to say about this other than the bands. The bands have been holding up pretty well. Like I said, I've been using the Trail Loop the most. You can see it's gotten a little dirty. Of course, you can just get it wet and wash it off, but it has started to maybe fray just a little bit, but it's holding up pretty well. Yes, it's $100. It's very expensive, but it's seemingly holding up very well. The other bands I have hold up well also. And so with the Ocean Band and the Trail Loop, they've held up well. I haven't used them as much. I've used the Ocean Band quite a bit when I first got it, as that's the bundle I was able to get for the Apple Watch Ultra. But both of them have been holding up really well. They're expensive, but I think Apple really thought through what it's like to use these and their overall durability, because they seem to hold up better than most Apple Watch bands, and especially those silicone ones. These are just very durable, well made, and any one of them I would recommend. Of course, I've been using the titanium one. You don't want to use that, of course, when you're on maybe an outdoor adventure, but it's nice to have to make it look maybe a little fancier or more formal if you want to wear it day to day, maybe with a business suit or something like that. But either way, I think it's a great watch. It's been holding up well and feels like it's brand new still. So I definitely think it's worth it. It's my favorite watch Apple's ever made, and I hope they continue to maybe refine this series even more, maybe add some additional functions and features. Also, a couple things I would love to see them add is some new features in the back with the sensors. Maybe in the future, the ability to monitor blood glucose. We've talked about that before, and maybe some other features we weren't thinking of that they could do with different sensors. But either way, I'm very, very happy with this. Let me know what you think of Apple Watch Ultra in the comments below. If you've picked one up, is it your favorite watch, or maybe it's just too big for you and you wish they'd make a smaller version? Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, it's from Basic Apple Guy. I'll link it in the description below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.